I keep being like, on the other hand. How many hands do I have at this point? And we're back with more Into the Breach. Technically, I never left. I'm just recording this directly after I recorded the basic one, Into the Basics. I didn't go anywhere. I'm just doing a separate recording to make it easier for myself when I edit. But no, I said next time we're gonna do something a little more interesting. Okay, right. I mean, come on. The whole thing's about like jumping across timelines. That, you know, you're jumping through the breach. That's you know how you get between stuff. That's what the breach is. If you're like, what breach? You never actually said what we were jumping into. So, I promised two things. One, more interesting stuff, because I'm not going over the basics. And two, I did say I'd go over all the time travelers, all your special pilots. All right, and here's who we used last. So, I had two thoughts for what I should do first. The bomber mechs, and kind of show a more interesting, like, you got some damage, you have some positioning, you have some summoning things, and you know, sort of think of advanced stuff in this game rather than just sort of the basic stuff. And I also thought, you know, I could do something completely different and show you how I did a special little thing of, you know, you know, you have a random squad where you just get 3 random mechs. You can either balance roll so that you get some, you know, a little bit of an offense, a little defense, or chaos roll, you just get whatever. And, you know, it has its own special achievements, but there's also custom squad where you pick everything. So I thought, you know, maybe to show about how you think about positioning in this game, you know, sort of thinking, because last time it was just kind of like, here's a guy, punch him. Here's another thing in it because I was explaining everything. Well, let's get a little more deep into our logic. Which one did I want? You. So, I'm gonna just repeat this. I'm not going for this one right now. Flight Specialist. Beat the game with 3 flying mechs in your custom squad. Mech Specialist. Beat it with the 3 same mechs. Okay. And, you know, we did a 2-island. I'll try a 3-island victory if not. I did 3 ice mechs. They are flying by default, so that gets that, and it gets that. So who do we think is going to be the best pilot for this? Well, what do ice mechs do? They freeze an enemy and themselves. You can take damage to break the ice, or you can repair on your turn to break the ice. They do no damage at all. That's it. They fly, they freeze. Okay. So that kind of starts thinking, so that's going to be more useful for some things, less useful for others. All right. Who do we have as our pilots? Ralph Carlson. He's the first one. I think he might be unlocked by default. I don't remember. But his is that he gets +2 bonus XP per kill. You know, so that's like when you get 25 experience, you get 1 skill. At 50, you get another. He's not that great once you have other people because, like, yeah, you get more experience, but if you have, you know, skills you want, pick another pilot you like and then just keep using them over and over and over. So long as they don't die, if you save them each time, like in a worst case scenario, abandon the timeline to save them. You don't need to worry. You'll get the experience over time, so we're not going to use him. And the ice mechs don't kill people anyways. Like, sure, if something else causes it to die, like if it ends up in water, if, you know, an environmental effect kills it, we'll get experience, but we're not going to be killing very much. So experience is not going to be happening. Camila Vera. Mech is unaffected by webbing and smoke. That's a pretty good overall one. There's a few that are just good general ones. You know, that means that if we're in the smoke, we can shoot ice. And if it means we're webbed, we can still... I mean, we can't be webbed. We can move around. So, while we look, let's start with her. Lily Reed. Gain +3 move on the first turn of every mission. It's okay, but, you know. These guys are special. I'll talk about them in a second. If you're played FTL, you're like, I recognize them. In fact, I'll talk about them now. Why wait? These are the FTL. You know, there's a Mantis, a Rockman, and a Zoltan. They were special, and you know, normally you unlock pilots, you just find them in pods, you get them at the end of a mission, and once you pick them once, like if you get them in a pod or pick them from the reputation reward, they permanently unlock for future use. The FTL guys are different. You have to find on the second, third, or fourth island, you look for a mountain that has a crack and a glowing core in it, blow up the mountain, collect the core, and then on the next mission, it's been a while, I don't remember if it's the same mission or the next mission, a special pod will crash to the ground, collect that, and it has one of them in it. So these are the Easter egg FTL guys. They're actually pretty good. That said, maybe not for what we're doing with ice. So, Kazakhpleth, the Mantis. 2 damage melee attack replaces repair. Generally, for a science vessel, that's a pretty good person to pilot, because science things will do stuff like, you know, shield and, you know, put a shield up or teleport someone, or, you know, they do special things that aren't directly attacking or moving. And so if you don't have a special thing to do, you get an attack that it normally wouldn't have. That in general is good. And like, yeah, having an attack for us as a special backup could be nice, but it replaces repair, which is how you get rid of ice on yourself. Because, you know, sometimes, yeah, you want to position, you're on top of a spawn point, you use your ice, the spawn will be blocked, you'll take a damage, which just shatters the ice instead. But you can't always do that. You know, the time I did succeed, there's a lot of juggling around, like maybe this mech's available this turn, the other 2 mechs are still frozen, so they have to repair. So you don't want to replace repair. Sorry, Kazakhpleth. Gaina. He has a special, well, it has a special, deploy anywhere on the map, it damages adjacent enemies, but it takes 1 power to use. That's okay, but we're already going to be doing a lot of special maneuvering. We don't need to, like, get up in their face and hit them really hard at the start, so no, we'll pass on that. Archimedes, move again after shooting, requires 1 power. Archimedes is a very good general pilot if you want to pick one. It doesn't work for us. When we shoot, we freeze, and we can't move anymore because we're frozen solid, so his power does nothing for us. Its power. I'm sorry. It's a robot. Isaac Jones, gain 1 extra reset turn every mission. It's okay, especially if you're newer to the game, and if, you know, but you and I messed up last time, and I'm like, oh, let me think about this. Hit the reset, you get 2 instead of 1. It's all right, probably not as good as, you know, Bethany that we have right now, or Camilla. Henry Kwan, mech can move through enemy units. Pretty good. I don't know if it works with ice, though, so we're going to skip for now. You know, it's kind of like flying, but not. Bethany, as we saw last time, starts with a shield. The shield, I don't know if it works with ice. So, like, you know, we have a shield. You start with it. If I shoot and I freeze myself over, does that get rid of the shield but not freeze me? Does it freeze me and just destroy the shield? Does it freeze me and keep the shield intact? I don't know how that works. We're going to skip for now. Ariadne, +3 health, immune to fire. Solid. Just, you know, you get more health, and, you know, our mechs only have 2 health. These ice mechs we're using. So +3 health, immune to fire, pretty good. So far, Ariadne and Camilla, for what we're doing, seem best. Silica. Mech can act twice if it does not move. Requires 2 power to use that ability. Silica is very, very good in some mechs. These ones, again, not at all, because we act. We, you know, shoot. We're frozen. We can't shoot again. It doesn't do anything. For the bomber mech squad that I was talking about, which I might do next time, Silica is amazing. It takes 2 power to power up Silica's ability, but yeah, Silica, if you want to invest some stuff in it and, you know, you get a good grip on how your mechs can act, very strong. But for us, worthless, you know? So it all depends on what you're doing, what you're piloting. Prospero, probably my favorite generic one, just to kind of throw in everywhere. It requires 1 power, the mech gains flying. Flying is basically good on any mech. Again, for us though, worthless because we're doing a custom thing where all 3 mechs are flying, so we just wouldn't use it. Abe Isamu, mech gains armored, which reduces all incoming weapon damage by 1. That's good and bad. It's nice because it means like if an enemy shoots you, you'll take 1 less damage. But armor does not protect against stuff like fire, against, you know, blocking the ground and an enemy coming up. And the thing is, we're going to be freezing ourselves, which will protect all damage from the first hit we take in a turn. So for our purposes, nah. But, you know, Abe's a decent generic one, too. It doesn't require any power, like, you know, Prospero or Silica. So his thing's kind of, you know, nice. Shenrong, after attacking, gain 1 free tile movement. Again, we're freezing ourselves when we attack, so we can't move. That's worthless to us. And if you're going to do something like that, just use Archimedes. Like, yeah, it takes a power, but, like, you could take Archimedes, level him up till he gets a skill. One of the potential skills you can learn is starting with 1 free mech power. Like, you just have 1 mech. And if, you know, Archimedes gets a skill, gets another skill, neither of them that randomized, just start them again. You can keep trying until you get the Archimedes you want. Because, you know, okay, you can move 1 space after you attack, or you can do a full movement. Harold Schmidt, push adjacent tiles when repairing. It's all right. I really don't repair all, like, you don't usually repair because then you're just sitting in your spot, healing by 1. Now, that does make repair more viable because now it becomes, instead of just a defensive thing, like, okay, heal up, get rid of fire or acid or whatever. Now it becomes like, now you can heal and adjust the enemy while you're doing it. That's okay, but I wouldn't personally use it. Maybe you would. Mafan, the Zoltan, very interesting character. You get +1 to reactor core for free. You gain a shield every single turn, but you only have 1 health. Mafan is very strong in some ships. You know, getting a free reactor core is nice. As I said, and especially, you know, what if you got the +1 reactor core skill, you get +2 reactor things. So you can power some stuff really early using Mafan. You know, getting 1 hit point, though, is interesting. Because, like, yeah, you can't take a beating. On the other hand, you get a shield, so you get a free hit every turn. You know, it takes a lot of strategy. You know, Mafan's not great for necessarily like a frontline fighter, but if you're in, you know, maybe in the back using artillery, an artillery mech, getting a free reactor core, okay, that's nice. And the fact you're not going to be getting hit a lot, so your shield will probably take whatever damage you get. For us, no. Again, we don't need the shield. We don't really need the reactor cores with the ice one. So these are the new people from Advanced Edition. I don't know who this is. I don't have them yet. Maybe we'll find them on the journey together. The ones I have on, like Kai Miller. You get boosted if you're full health, otherwise -1 move. So boosted is you do twice as much damage. So it's a very feast or famine. If you're full health, you go in swing into a lot. If you're injured, you're slowed down. Not my cup of tea. I like using my mechs to, you know, block, summon, you know, things. But, you know, maybe that's something you like. Rosy Rivets. Rosy Rivets. You know, after move, you repair adjacent mechs. Depending on the build, that could be nice. If you have a lot of people that clump together, very good. If you have a lot of people spread apart, not as good. Adam. Adam's actually interesting. I've used him a little bit on reset. So like when you reset your turn, when you're like, oh, I messed up, Adam gains shield and +2 move. So reset becomes a thing. Yes, you can use it if you mess up. You're like, all right, move here, shoot here, move here, shoot here, move here. Oh no, I didn't think about this bad thing happening over here. Reset. But now if you're like, I'm just cruising, yep, doing great, doing great, doing great. If you're not using your reset anyways, it's kind of nice because this turns a resource that you have but aren't using into something usable. It's only once per fight, or, you know, battle. But, you know, getting a shield and 2 movement, you can turn it into a, I'm not really using this, into a you go and take a hit somewhere. And this person does something, who knows? So, who do we want? Well, so I think we want to do Camilla. Why? We have flying, and our whole thing is we are going to be freezing enemies to stop them from doing stuff. We're not doing damage. We're not even really repositioning them. We're just defending. Every turn is just defense, defense, defense. If we get webbed, you know, that stops us from necessarily going where we want to go. It takes no, you know, cores to use, so that's nice. It means we can, you know, use ice and smoke if we need to, so. And you can change the colors. I've unlocked these. You know, Camilla's, hers will be special colored, so we know which one she's in. Let's start. Oh, here's, I just kept starting. You know, you can easy, normal, hard. Reduced enemy spawn rates, everything's normal. Increased spawn rates, more alphas. More Vec, stronger Vec, power grid defense starts lower, but grid repairs are doubled. Score, you know, I just play normal. And here's all the advanced edition stuff. These are all the new abilities, things like boosted and skilled, and things that do more than just basic stuff. You know, new subsystems, new weapons, new missions, like, because it's always sort of like, you know, defend this, stop it. But there's, you know, new things like destroy these egg sacs, or like clean up, like you've got a bunch of like Vec mites infecting mechs, get rid of them, stuff like that. Enemy units I did try when I streamed this, when I was like, what is going on? Why, you know, this advanced edition business, and it just got too confusing because I was still like brushing the rust off just to figure out how to play the game again. So I haven't turned them back on yet. I'm sure I will. They do, you know, interesting things. But have to learn from the mistakes I made in the last timeline. If so, then maybe RST will survive. Which one's RST? You're RST. Terraforming specialists. Yeah, we did this one. We saw Dewey Alms. Let's start with Jessica Kern. We can postpone the discussion on where you get this advanced weaponry until after you use it. Yeah, she's kind of grumpy. She doesn't really like you. She's like, are you really from the future and stuff like that? Yeah, we'll postpone this discussion. Then when you're like, I'm ready to discuss this, you're like, I'm dipping out of this universe. Bye. All right. Defend the Earth Mover. Take less than 3 grid damage. All right. Defending things we're good at. Defend the train. Defending the train can be hard for some groups. For us, yes and no. Maybe I'll try it. Destroy 2 mountains, kill 7 enemies. We do not want to take this. We can't do damage. We can't destroy mountains, like, we can't kill enemies, so we do not want this quest. So I guess we're doing all this. All right. Defend the train. This maglev track is one of our last remaining supply lines. My people rely on it for supplies. Without it... All right. Now, hey. Oh, that was us, though. We're fine. We're immune to webbing. So, you're already starting like, okay, you don't hurt people. How are you going to defend the train? Look, they're already hitting it. The thing is, the train just can't be injured. No one said anything about the train, you know, you can freeze the train all you want. All right. How are we going to do this? So, generally speaking, the way you want to play this, the ice mechs, if you can, you want to get in range of an enemy so that you'll be taking damage, or if even better, on a spawn point. Because this guy's frozen now forever until he repairs himself. If we go here, we shoot, you know, something will be frozen, we'll hit whatever our target is, it will also freeze, then we'll take damage, be free the next turn. With it all attacking in this one area, we can't really do that. So I'm almost thinking, and yeah, you can't shoot next to, it's an artillery. You know, we only have 2 health. So maybe we do this. We'll take 1 damage. It's okay. So that enemy's frozen. We don't need to worry about him. We'll keep 1 person available next time to deal with them. Enemy turn. 1 breaks the ice. 1 does damage, causes smoke. All right, this was working a lot better. So this guy will move on to here. Freeze him, stop that from breaking out of the ice. This person can't do anything except repair, break the ice. Now this person, Camilla, in the smoke. Now, normally if you're in the smoke, you can't attack, same as if being in the water. She can attack because she ignores smoke. But maybe for Camilla, you know, we want her to get here and freeze someone we can't. We don't care about this person, you know, like, passive, the enemies are going to explode when you kill them. We're not killing them, who cares? Let's move there, just to sort of get in the way of people next time. Womp, womp, we're fine. Block a spawn. All right, last turn doesn't matter. So here's the, like, let's say this guy was attacking upwards. You could do something like this. So now your building is frozen, so that's protected, and then you would be hit to free you. You know, we're not, but that's okay. And look at that. We just beat a battle without doing 1 point of damage. Next retreat, not a total victory, but I'll take what I can get. Hey, I mean, we protected all the civilians, we got our bonus. Maglev, end the battle with less than 4 mech damage, protect the batteries. I think we can do that. Not taking damage is what we do. We need trained soldiers, not more toys to play with. Well, where do you think you're getting the trained soldiers from? All right. Let's stop that. Just no. Let's stop that because no. We'll go here. We won't attack anyone. Like, we could try and freeze that. Like, if we were on hit this, we could freeze that because that's what we're defending. For instance, like this. So we guard a building, it gets a free hit. Guard the building, gets a free hit. We'll get broken out of the ice. We could repair with this guy, but why bother? He's trying to hurt us. He'll free us for our, you know, for ourselves. We don't need to do anything about it. Block, block. We're doing great. Nope, we're good. You know, you don't need to. So if you shoot like the ground, it turns into just snow, which does, it's just the same as a basic ground tile, no effect. But you will freeze yourself just because you shot. Maybe I just go here. There. Last turn's, and next turn is the last turn. We don't need to be free because the Scion's just floating around. There we go. We defended a building. We defended a pod. We didn't take damage. So, you know, you... Sure. Now, moving is good because it helps get you into position. We don't necessarily want Camilla to die, so for now, I'm gonna put it on her health. Because here's the thing, the nice thing about ice mechs, I mean, you can see I'm doing pretty well with no upgrades. You have 2 points. You can upgrade your health and move like any mech. There's nothing for the cryo launcher. So unless we get a subsystem that takes power, we don't need reactor cores. Don't kill the volatile Vec, protect the Bauer. You know, last time when you saw me just doing the generic kind of, here's how you play the game, we had a little problem with that. This time we can freeze the volatile Vec. What's it gonna do? Nothing, that's what it's gonna do. All right. Volatile Vec, taken care of. Not killed. We'll get free ourselves. Let's freeze our power generator. Now, unfortunately, this guy's gonna have to, there you go, do that. And so that's why, like, as you can see, this guy, like, yes, if we could have gotten to take damage somehow so that we'd free ourselves, that's great. That's why you don't use the Mantis on this person, even though having an attack would be useful, just in case you need to kill someone. Well, we can go like that. We can go like this. Now we can't freeze him because he's too close. Can't freeze this, it's too close, but we can still block the shot. No, and you can free yourself. So, you know, that's another thing. We move in the way, it's gonna try and shoot at this building. We're just like, nope, ice wall. Yeah, it works. Oh no, everyone's volatile now. What'll we do? I know what we'll do. We'll freeze some more mechs. Let's freeze this guy just because we can. And look at that. Again, last turn, and there is nothing to do. We have sealed down the battlefield. So you can kind of see this run is very different than our first run. The other one you're thinking about, all right, doing damage, hit this guy. Okay, this person needs to push him so he's out of the way, shooting. This one's a very different run. In a way, it's kind of easier. I mean, but on the way, it's also harder. We can't do, like, I mean, yes, we could do this mission and win, but we wouldn't get any of our bonus objectives because there's no way to do them. If you watch the other video, you know, we will never get our corporate, and the corporate headquarter defense, we will never kill the alpha, like, boss. Because, you know, that's always one, is protect the corporate headquarters and destroy the, you know, the leader. We'll never kill the leader. So it's just, you have to accept you're not going to get your full reputation, which means you're also never going to get a full perfect island score. Defend the Earth Mover, take less than 3 grid damage. Sure. Here's some other tiles we don't care about, like, but I'll explain them because we're here, so why not? So the Earth Mover, it's going to fill in this canyon each turn. These cracked tiles, if you damage them, they turn into chasms like this. But, you know, if you push a non-flying guy into, they fall and die. Sand, I guess I could get rid of this. So yeah. Cracked tile. Cracked tiles will turn into holes if damaged. Sand, if you damage it, turns into a smoke. Units in smoke can't attack or repair. Except for Camilla, because she can do that. How do we do this? Well, let's think. This guy's trying to shoot us. Let's let him shoot us while we take care of this. This guy wants to hurt the Earth Mover? No, I decline. And finally, we'll move. We could, you know, shoot the Earth Mover to defend it, but I'd rather have this, you know, then we'd have to repair because there's no way for us to take damage next turn. One of the things to know, I guess, about spawning is, so we block this spawn. So until the final turn, it's gonna keep trying to spawn here. And other things are gonna add. It's like these guys are like, we're coming here for this turn, while the first turn's guy is still spawning. So if you block spawns, yes, you stop the next turn, an enemy appearing, but it is going to keep trying to come up and add on to the future turns. Now, we don't care about that. Because we're ice mechs, but in, you know, with other people, you know, that's another thing to consider. That, make it cold, that won't freeze it, it's fine. It's just chilling, because it's cold. You know, like the first turn, that's been here the whole time trying to get out, then those tried to get out, now this guy's trying to get out. But I think the way it works is there's only so many enemies that will, whoops, spawn. So, you know, it's only adding 2 and then 1 because we haven't killed anyone. So there is that. You've gained ground. We'll hold it now. You and your squad keep advancing. We secured the region. You know, we didn't do the only single section, so we got more rewards. We didn't do the one we couldn't do, so we did the best we could. But destroy the Hornet leader, not gonna happen. On the other hand, all right, I keep being like, on the other hand, how many hands do I have at this point? We won't get the bonuses for it. But the fights, in a way, are kind of easier. How do I do this? How far can you go? Not fair. We do this. One there. Block the building, so that'll take the hit. We'll be able to block one of the spawns. Oh, there's no way for me to get to the Hornet now. Well, there is if I go all the way back here. I mean, it's the boss. Yeah, we want to... This is not great. Only have one person next turn, but... Yeah, so yeah, we're not going to get our bonuses, which means we won't get Perfect Island. But... that's okay. Right. Well... Now, here's where we run into problem. You know... Frozen, you can break yourself. You can break yourself. We have no way to stop this guy because he's not immune to webbing. So, you know, the most we could do... We'll do that. The hit will break the ice. We have 2 health. We can stop one of the spawns, but there's nothing we can do about that. Heck, bastard. Stop that. All right. How do we do things here? We do that. We do this. We don't want the leader getting out. This guy will break this. We'll have to let the spawn happen. We can't stop it. And then we hope. The next turn will be the last turn, so there'll be 2 guys. This guy and whoever spawns. We just hope there are enough ice targets. We hope at least one of them goes for something we don't care about. Oh, it's fine. That guy can't do damage. He's not attacking a building we care about. We'll freeze him anyways, because screw that guy. Like, we could repair, break out, but why bother? If you're really the last hope for humanity, we don't stand a chance. Yeah, because we let it go, so she's unhappy, but... Them's the breaks. So what do we have? Ice generator. Freeze yourself in nearby tiles. To be fair, it's like, okay, that seems kind of useless. We already freeze stuff. Why would you get that? When I beat the level 2 thing, I had this upgraded, which does help that you can kind of move into a big area, freeze a lot of guys at once, and so you sort of get a head start on the locking everything down. Smoldering shells. Yeah, we don't really want that. So do we get a second reactor and one of these, or do we buy ice generator and then 2 grid power? You know, we'll be different. Just because, okay, so see, we've got 1 grid power that filled it back up, our health to full. We bought a second grid power because it's full. Each power point gives you 2% defense increase. So we're at 17 instead of 15. Still not great odds, but better than nothing. All right, not powered. And we can do that. For now, I'm not gonna power it. What we want is we want at least, you know, we want 1 energy to power it. Ain't gonna stall it now, I guess. As is, it's just a, you know, that little 4 things around you. When it gets bigger, that's when it starts helping. And so we want 1 power for this and another for move because we're flying. So we can get places. So that's going to be our build goal. All right, we're going to try doing 3 islands, so let's try... You never saw this one. Let's do this one. I've heard of your triumphs against the Vec Commander. We hope you and the Time Travelers can aid us in our fight as well. I realized I started with a lower voice for him, and I was like, oh, right. That's what I did for the first guy. So here, now we're on a second island, which you didn't see last time. Sometimes you get 3 things. You can get 2 powers and a free reactor core. But because there's 3 objectives, that means there will be, like, harder elite enemies. So what's going on here? End the battle with less than 4 damage. Protect the batteries. That sounds pretty good. And there are warning conveyor belts. That'll just shift stuff around. The landfill. Destroy the acid vats. We don't really want to do that. And you can't look ahead. So we don't know what this is. Anything is on here, it'll, move once per turn. And if it falls in here, it'll die. So now, as I said, like, there are ways you can get experience even as these guys. Like, so say we freeze someone on here, if they get shoved off into oblivion. All right. That blocks that. We blocked it, so this is an elite. It's different colored, so it's stronger. This guy, he would do 1 damage when he shoots the Firefly. This Alpha Firefly will do 3 or 4 when it shoots. Look, actually 3. And I guess we will freeze this guy. We'll only have 1 person next turn, but it is what it is. Okay, so what is happening here? Nadia will free herself from the ice because she doesn't really have anything else to do. We'll block the spawn again. This guy's attacking the building, but it's encased in ice, so that's okay. Why repair? We just take a damage. Let's let the enemy free it, free our mech for us. Okay. This is taking a turn. I forget. Conveyors are first. So this guy is going to move over and then attack. So he's going to free this guy next turn, but... oh, well. Now, we want to end with less than 4 mech damage. If we stay here doing this again... we can take 1 shot, we'll still take another damage, but that's 2 is less than 4, so that's okay. So you know what? Let's just freeze that guy too. We'll only have 1 guy to worry about. No more spawns. There. We did it. Vec, they're disengaging. We have you and the Time Travelers to thank, Commander. Conveyor yard is secured. Thank you, Commander. We had not thought to use the conveyor belts in a military capacity. So yeah, this is like their, each island, the deserts, the terraforming island, the ice are AI. They're the AI island. The green one we started with is sort of the old world historical stuff. And then this one is the waste disposal. So what do we have? Take less than 3 grid damage, protect the coal plant. Defending things is what we do. Now this coal, conveyors, you see, we go bup, bup, bup. And that stops. These ones here, here. So it's very interesting. This is the one that's talking about it gives it a point of defense. We don't care, because we're not doing damage. Acid. That doesn't happen in the other one, so I didn't mention it. Acid is, if you're affected by acid, you take twice as much damage from all sources. Or at least all weapons. Corroding acid, weapon damage, yes. All other damage is unaffected, so I was wrong about that. So being pushed, blocking a spawn, taking fire damage, that's all just one. I was wrong. I'm sorry. What are we gonna do here? We're gonna do this. So we froze that guy, and you're like, okay, but what if you're gonna have to heal next turn? No, because the conveyor will push us into this guy and break the ice for us. Pretty neat. And let's get over there. Breaks the ice, does it damage. Cool. I'm immune to webbing. All right. Block that guy from doing a lot of damage. Block a spawn. And, okay, we could ice this guy. Do we want to? I don't know that we need to, but he is elite. He can do a lot of damage, so we'll have 2 people next turn to deal with whatever's coming out of here. So yeah, we'll ice him. This pilot can free himself next turn. Or even better, do that. Free shields for everyone. And that's all she wrote. Oh, you're 3. So first of all, I don't even think we'd have to do anything. The conveyor should move this guy over. So you know what? We're not even gonna touch the thing. Shove. He hits a mountain. Good on him. Like, yeah, I could move this guy over, freeze him. It's the last turn. Who cares? I don't even need to do that. So knowing your turn order, very helpful. The fact that it tells you it, very helpful. So, all right. Waste chambers, destroy the acid storm controller. Block them spawning 3 times, protect the lab. Warning, acid storms. I don't know what those do. While the storm generator functions, all units have acid applied. Oh, well, we can't destroy it, so we're kind of screwed. So you go, why are you taking it? Well, you know, we get 2 more fights and then the island falls and we have to defend it. This way we could, you know, try to get 2. We can't destroy those anyways. This one, kill 5 or fewer. We're great at not killing things. So yeah, we can do this. Even if we fail this objective, getting a free reactor core, you know, it takes 3 reputation to buy 1 reactor core. So in a way, you could think of this as, this alone is 3 stars. Even if we fail this. Even if we failed the second one, which, you know, we're not gonna do because we're great at stopping spawns. Bump, bada bump. There are 4 enemies, only 3 of us. And a pod. Right, that guy we can ignore. That guy we cannot ignore. Oh, I was hoping he would attack the acid generator. I'd say that'd be nice. Alright. That stops him. That stops him. Let's pick up the pod. Freeze that guy. Now, what I want is to get there and freeze that guy. We can't. You know, okay, we can move here. Let's freeze that guy. Well, that's a thought. This person will have to free themselves next time, though. So why don't we just give some, you know, defense? That means 2 of our mechs will be able to act. And we do definitely want to block people spawning. That's one of our quests. All right. He frees our thing from us. That's great. Well, let's do this. Block a spawn. Those are both ice, so his attack won't do anything. We can start moving up, I guess, to try and get in there. Or the other thought is do that. We have one person frozen next turn, one person free either way, but this way there's one less enemy. So probably the better deal. And we need to block a spawn, so we have, because we're only at 2, and this is the last turn they'll spawn, because they don't spawn on the last turn. Okay. That leaves us with 2 mechs next turn, 2 enemies. We should be good. You know, we didn't destroy the storm controller. They don't look like they're interested in destroying it. Too bad. You stop that. And you, because I can, you stop that. The Vec threat is gone, but the potential to lose loss to property and life caused by an unchecked acid storm could cripple the sector. I forget what acid actually stands for, but... Alright, hey, so we got Gaina, deploy anywhere on the map, damaging adjacent enemies with the skill Conservative, which is once per use. Like one... How about I take this and I'll show you. Reactor Core. So, Ice Generator. Any class weapon, freeze yourself and nearby tiles. You can use it once per battle. Well... let's put it on him instead, because... we don't care about that. Let's install that now, because he has, you know, his ability is the, you know, deploy anywhere. We're not powering that right now because we don't really care with the setup, but his skill that he comes with, you know, because he's already level 1, or leveled up once, however you want to think about it. He could be level 2, you know, whatever, however you think of, you know, is it 0, 1, 2, or is it 1, 2, 3? Doesn't matter. The point is he has the skill that limited use weapons get +1 use. So he can use this twice per battle instead of once. So, you know, sure, Camilla had it, it's great and all, but she doesn't need it. We have this extra energy we installed for her, so there, she's got moves, she needs no more cores. She is set. She has +2 health, +1 move, so 4 and 4. She's good. We even have an extra core here for... you know, so let's install that core, the one we got for free, because when we got one free from the pod, another one from the mission. So now twice per battle, he can make a thing, as it shows in that picture, a big explosion. You're like, all right, well, how is that going to help? Oh, defend the VIPs. They, you know, there's a bunch of people out in trucks. They're running out of fuel. They get 2 movements per a battle, and then they're out. We're great at defending things. My weapons have reported in, all components are eager to fulfill their purpose. Good on them. Moving here. Actually. So here's kind of what this does. Like, let's move up here. And instead of just shooting, let's do that. Now these guys are free to just stop the spawn. And then next turn, Gaina, I'm not sure how you're supposed to pronounce that one, can free themselves. So that's their action, but you know, so that's why even like, all right, we're the ice mechs, we free stuff. Why did you get an ice sub weapon that just does more of the same? That's why, because we can get a head start on, you know, on what we're trying to do. We'll just shoot anywhere, doesn't matter. I wonder what happens if you shoot. Okay, it's cold acid, that's what it is. Wow. Well, too bad for you. You know, we'll take 1 damage, that's fine. Or even better, we won't. And we're done. Protected the VIPs. We, stopped them from attacking any buildings. All vehicles are accounted for. I know, I'm amazing like that. Destroy the Firefly leader. It's funny, because I was just watching someone do a playthrough of Last of Us, which I haven't done in a while, so I was just watching them for fun, and so now I'm thinking, the Firefly... Yeah. Now, again, even better this time, because let's get on there. Both the boss and the crab are shut down. We'll freeze the corporate tower just to be extra protective. And it is kind of funny watching, their dialogue, because, when you start like, oh, they're here to save us, woo. And, if you're playing a squad, not just a custom squad, if you're playing, the bomber mechs, they'll say like, hey, the bomber mechs are here to save us, and stuff like that. They don't do it on the custom squad because we don't have a name. But, they'll say stuff like, oh, I can't see. Let me get my glasses. I want to watch. Stuff like that. But, they comment like, hey, the windows are iced over. If there's smoke, they're like, I can't see what's happening. So, it's fun. Boink. You're attacking that. That's cool. We'll just ace over the mountain while we're at it. So. Smash! Block the enemy. Nah. You don't need to attack that. Nothing was damaged. We're all okay. The time traveler saved us. I guess that's what they say, because they'll say that anyways. The monstrous Vex survived. It'll likely strike again. If the time traveler... No, don't worry about it. That's fine. It is fine. All right, what can we buy? Passive network shielding. Mechs can't take damage during the player turn. We're not concerned about that. Rebounding volley. Artillery attacks can bounce to an additional target. We are using artillery attacks, but probably not worth the 2 that it takes to get it and 1 to power it. A force amp. All Vec take 1 damage from bumps and blocking emerging Vec. If we had repositioning stuff, very good. We're just powering up. Also, here, you can help those guys out. Get some more grid defense for us. Now we've got 2. Let's install at least 1 on you so you have more movement, so you can, better get into that. And, let's get you some more health. Or, even better, deploy anywhere on the map, damaging adjacent enemies. Now, I said we don't really care about Gaina's, ability, because you've seen how we're doing stuff. It doesn't really matter. Well, with the ability to lock down a whole area. Oh, yeah. So now the Volcanic Hive, the last stand, is here. We can do it, but I've already beat, using custom mech group. I've already done a 2-island victory, so let's do another one. Now, I do want to show you Pinnacle Robotics because, like, hey, it's a new thing, cool. Using ice on the ice island is not the greatest because often the missions are like break things out of the ice. Like sometimes it's freeze this other stuff, which does help, but this one will be easier for what we have. We're doing all we can to protect the refugees, but we need your help against the Vec. We'll assist with some of our old Earth artifacts if we can. All right, so, as I said, like, we only get 1 thing, because this is, like, the bonus. Like, you get defense shields, but you only get 1 reward from it. We didn't need that, but we can't get to the rest of the island without doing it, so tough luck for us. See, now with Gaina, we could deploy anywhere we want. Let's deploy here. Oh, and it'll do damage to stuff around it. In fact, do here, kill that guy. Then you can go up here. These are mines. Trigger, you know, if you land on them, you die. If they land on them, they die. So yeah, we went bomb, killed that guy. Great. Okay, pod, that's cool. Do the job first. Rescue the pod after. No. They shoot like a bomb. Or the spiderling shoots a thing that hatches into a spider. I don't... Move there, move here. Because I don't know if the ice destroys the pod. I wanted to pick it up first. And we'll stop you from spawning things. Actually. And then she will free herself already because she got frozen on this turn. Cool. Oh, I was hoping he'd jump onto a mine. Let's see, what happens if you ice a shield? Nothing. So shields prevent ice. So I wonder if you're iced, or if you're shielded, it just doesn't ice you. Anyways, I hope this is showing kind of like how you adapt to add things as you go. You know, you don't have to do damage to be good at the game. You can reposition, you can defend. But also be like, we're like, all right, Gaina, we don't need its drop thing because we don't need to be in a position to hurt people. But then with the powered up thing, oh right, we can get a really strong first strike. You know, maybe we do. What are you doing? Oh, you're aciding everybody. You can't really do anything of use. Okay, well... You stop that. All right, 2 enemies. We don't care. We don't care. Yeah, I can freeze them, but they're breaking out their friends that are just about to run away anyway. We got a pod, 1 extra reset, and a reactor, you know? We don't have anyone special here, and we're not killing it. So it's like, yeah, we started with guy, he's got no abilities, but if you're doing like a normal, normal mech, like by now he'd probably have 25 experience and have a skill, and so it's like, okay, well, you know, do we want to switch in someone who's got some skills? Do we like this guy's innate ability better, but we're not getting experience? So, oh, and he comes with, he's leveled up already, mech 1 move. Great. So for us, getting a pilot's pretty great because it's just straight up better. All right, we want to get to the, you know, core if we can. Defend the artillery support. Now here's a little thing. So this time, Gaina, you can go elsewhere. I don't know how far they're gonna move, so I don't want to send them too far back, but that seems good. So sometimes, like, you know, those trucks, we had the ability to move if we wanted to. Yeah, frozen. Yeah. This actually works out super well for us. All right, so this guy, it's artillery. It can move, you know, old Earth artillery. It can move 1 space because it's, you know, old Earth. It's not a cool, crazy mech, but it has an artillery shot that does 2 damage. It's 2 spaces of 2 damage. So why don't we free our own mech with it? And in general, like, you could use it to hurt enemies and stuff. There are other levels, I don't know if we'll find it, where you get tanks, but the tanks, they're presumably modern tanks, but this is so far advanced, you don't actually even do damage with the tanks. You just get 2 of them you have to defend, and once they activate, they could push things 1 tile, but they're just otherwise so weak because they're old Earth. Free us from our bonds. Guess we'll start moving up and around. Or maybe I just stop it. And we free ourselves next turn again. So that guy's got 3 health. Wow. Just that easy. Last turn, we're done. So yeah, things like, okay, here's the artillery, and it does 2 damage, it can't move very far, like, you know, is that gonna be really useful for us when we're not doing damage? Sure, because who says you have to do damage to them? We can use it to damage ourselves. Defend the train, protect the lab. Ooh, that's a lot of alphas. Well, we'll see. Oops, I forgot I could have moved up, but whatever, everything is close up here. Ooh, another pod. Time pod is on approach. I hope it contains some, these pods look like old space capsules, but I don't recognize the alloy. How unusual. All right. Gaina goes here. And we're gonna move up here to, womp. Vex right beneath me. But as I said, you know, each of your pilots have different personalities, which is nice. You know, they're all obviously, you know, like willing to put their lives on the line to save humanity from the Vec, but you've got someone like, we've got a job to do, get in there, and other people are just, No. Don't shoot the thing. As I said, they don't target the pod, but they will, you know, it can get incidentally damaged. Good job, time travelers. Goes to our weaponry engineers. Yeah, whatever you said, I wasn't listening. I'm out. Enraged shot. Force targeted unit to attack the adjacent tile. Cool, but okay, so here's the thing. No matching mech class 1 power penalty. So some weapons, you know, this, if you look at the top of the thing, says science class. Because we're using 3 of the same type, we are using ranged is what our type is. There's, what is it? Prime, brute, ranged, and science are the types of mechs, and you know, some things are like the ice thing we have. I think it's for anyone. Any mech can use it. Some are specific. This is specifically for a science class vessel. Because we do not have a science class, if we want to use it, it will take 1 extra power. For us, that means 1. Normally, enraged shot, it looks like you can do for free. If on a science, you can just slap it on, don't need to power it, it's just powered up by default. This one, we'd have to pay to power it if we want to use it. Which I don't want to do. More move. More help. Oh. So look at that. We have everything we need. Like, our mechs are fully powered. Like, okay, yeah, I guess, never mind. We get 2 more to make a really big ice storm. Knock mites off, protect the coal plane. I'm not sure how mites work with the ice. Defend the satellite launches. I'll do that one. And then see what that is. Air support. Every turn they will have a bomber that flies through. An old Earth bomber, and it will do a, you know, cross grid that just destroys anything in that grid. Satellite. So we have to destroy. No, we want to protect these satellites. They'll take a bit and then they will get ready to prime. Everything around them marks as danger. They launch up, kill everything around them from, you know, satellite rocket blast. Now, I don't know that you can freeze the satellites. Like, yes, you'll protect them from taking damage, but since they have, it says the launch, not just the satellite. Are you an attack or are you, no, you're just hatching a spider. That's fine. So what if I go here? No, I don't know that we want to do that. What if I go here? Just trying to think of the best way to get as much as, you know, maybe we don't use our super ice thing. We love our super ice attack, but, you know, now is not the time. We're gonna move there to stop you from spawning more little spiders. You just sit there, doing nothing. You can shoot your friend. Yeah, that's fine. Ah, little spiderling. All right. So let's take a look at what we want to do. Block a thing. You got plenty of health now because everyone has, you know, extra health. That's fine. We don't want to block this because you see these red lines. The satellite goes last. Well, it goes before the enemies emerge. It's going to, you know, all those skulls is everything on there dies. I don't know that ice will protect you from that. I guess I could try, just freeze this guy, see what happens, but I need to freeze, you know, protect. The satellite has 2 hits. But we'll see it when this one launches. It's fine. You can free up. Well, we get to learn together. Does ice protect from satellite? I don't think it does, actually. I may actually recall that from when I did the... Yeah. It's gone. I think the satellite does, in fact, destroy everything, including frozen stuff. Because, you know, it's a satellite, the rocket blast. Stop that. Nah, I mean, you know, it doesn't matter which one we freeze. We'll block one of the spawns. Alright, that guy we don't care about. That guy we can just move, so we don't care about. That guy we don't care about. Alright. I mean, I'll freeze him anyways, because why not? And little spiderling is like, hey, wait, what's going on out there, guys? Yeah, it just obliterates everything there, which makes sense. It's a rocket ship. I've dreamed of launching those satellites into space my entire life. It's amazing to see old Earth technology still serving its purpose. All right, we have a beetle. Let's just land right in the center. Yeah, I'm gonna point you up there. So beetles' whole thing is they like point in a direction and charge that way. Hey. Hey. I mean, I wish I could go here. I bet I can, actually. Right. Here's what we're gonna do. Freeze that guy to break him free of the webbing. Move here. Get all of those guys. There. We block all the spawns except the spiderling. Freeze up everyone. Hey, and he's even freezing our dude for us. Well, let's go here so we can, you know, we'll still block something. This way we get some free, you know, free building shielding out of it. Oh, it's so cold. It's better than being destroyed by a giant insect. Like, think about how big these are. This is a building. Like, I mean, like, this is what? 1, 2, 3, 10 stories, maybe? 4 or 5. These bugs are 5 to 6 stories tall. Yeesh. That is all I have to say is yeesh. Can't shoot you, so. Hey, no, don't free the big ol' spider from his confines. And again, it's just that easy. So, you know, you look at the custom thing and you're like, I have to pick 3 of the same mechs. Well, what's the biggest, hardest hitting mechs I can take? Like, who's gonna do the most damage? Into the breach, maybe that's not what you want. You're trying to defend, not necessarily attack. If defending means killing a bunch of enemies, sure, but if it doesn't, and so you need 2 of those, right? Okay, we don't need that. We don't need him. We've got 9 reputation. What do you get? You know, Try Rocket, Void Shocker, Astro Bombs, Heavier, Let's get the 2, and then we'll just get, we have 25, 26, 27. Okay, so it only gives you +2 defense at the start. Once you get high enough, it stops doing it. So I was wrong about that it always gives you +2, but hey, 28, that's still more than a 1/4 chance that if we do get hit, for whatever reason. Here, let's test it out. How big does this thing hit now? So, 3 long, and then it fills in like a rect. Okay. So, let's start the final mission. With the Vect driven off the islands, you have a chance to wipe them out at their source. You are humanity's last hope. I know. Why can't I go right there? What's so... Oh, a power... So yeah, you go to the island and... How are we supposed to get off this island once we're done? Okay, that one didn't make sense. A lot of them are like, what are we supposed to do? We have no power for our mechs over here. And then they deploy the pylons. All right, so this is gonna create lava. I can get all of them from here, and then we could just get someone else to run interference there. That'll block one of those. Sure, doesn't matter. About to be melted anyway. So here's how you do the last fight without any damage. Hazardous Vect material blocked from surfacing. Yep, you can take some damage and stay there. You can... Oh, are we... Never mind, we gotta move. Oh no. I think Isaac dies. So, here's the problem. The next turn is a volcano erupts, everything it lands on, insta-kill. Isaac is on a tile, and he can't stop it. He can't move because he's injured. And, you know, it's gonna go before anything else, so... Bye, Isaac. All right, what's that mean for... so that's a thing to keep in mind, right? In the final fight. Doesn't matter, we don't... Pilot's parts have failed their primary mission to protect the host. So, now here's the thing. When we go to the next fight, I'm not sure if we'll get... So this being the final fight is a special thing. you do this, and then after this, you fall into the ground, have to do it again. Or, you know, a second thing. Normally, you beat a battle, at the end of the battle, this mech is resurrected, Isaac is dead, it'll be an AI. But... you're freeing a lot of stuff. I'd rather you not. But I don't want to... I mean, I need to stay where I take damage, right? Maybe not. It's doing this. No, let's reset. We can still use Isaac's power, even though he's dead. We have a second chance. Let's make it count. All right, there's only one more turn left, though, after this, so I think we'll be good. Let's just prevent some spawns. Ah, crap. Yeah, you all do your stuff, that's fine, but you're gonna freeze all of this stuff. So this guy is still gonna attack here. He's still gonna attack here. We can't stop both of them. This one's easier to do, so we just hope. 28%. Come on, luck. Oh, I failed to notice that he was getting hit with the volcano. Never mind, that... Come on, luck. I was lucky that I picked correctly. Okay, so you guys fall. The final fight begins. You're not frozen. Okay, you do get an AI pilot. Sending down power pylons, keep them operational. We don't have any more. If we hope to destroy this hive, we'll need a lot more bombs. You know, the pilots will always say deploying a Renfield bomb. Defend it while it primes, it will destroy the hive. Sometimes on her island, you have to defend these prototype Renfields. Demolitions are being primed. Ensure bomb hull integrity is not compromised. So here you can see a little camera AI. The mech works the same, but no pilot bonus. So here, yeah, that gets everyone. Let me go. Actually, despite the fact that it's the first turn, I want to do this differently, because can I get down here? What happens if I go here? No, all right, because the problem is I wanted someone here to shoot that guy, but oh well. Wasn't meant to be. So this guy can freeze him. You can just move here. Yeah, we're good. Ah, those guys are bad news. So, the Scion Tyrant. All right, and yeah, we're losing our guy again because it's frozen. You know, we can't get out in time. You need to get out of there. We just do that. So Scion Tyrants, passive effect, all players takes 1 damage at the start of every turn. And they still do that even though we're frozen. So even if we freeze ourselves, we'll take the ice will break every turn, which is good because, you know, it means we won't get stuck like this where we're like, oh, I can free myself, and then, well, I can't move now, and now I'm on a place that's gonna die. But I should have shot something just to prevent the damage. But it means that, you know, if we get on a spot, we'll take damage from it now. Okay. They're both attacking there. This guy's blowing up this whole area, but that's fine. Now, we can go wherever we want, because we'll take damage, so we won't get stuck the way that one did. I mean, I think we do this. We'll take the Scion damage. We'll still prevent the thing for the last turn. If it hits it, you know, one of them will block it. The other one might take it out, but we have 2 to spend. You know, I think it'll be okay. Scion attack. Fine. Yeah, it's Scion attacking the bomb. The bomb has enough health. It will last another turn. Power lost. All right, well. All right, final turn. Let's do... Is there any way I can... Okay, so that's still... You know, we have to survive this turn. What's happening? This is blowing up. We're fine. This guy's not doing anything. This guy's going to attack the power grid. I forget if he's immune to lava, because, you know, the first, this is going to go... Take it away. The beetle I know can run in lava. Because he uses stuff on fire. This guy might kill himself running into this. I'm not sure. We'll find out, I guess. You know. We'll take, you know, if it doesn't stop it, we'll take 2 damage. That leaves us with 1. We are gonna barely make it through. Yeah, let's protect the bomb. Why not? We could have moved forward, I guess. Throws that, whatever. Scion attack, we're fine. And then it says, "Rawr." This guy says, "Rawr." Okay, yeah, he just charges into the lava, kills himself. Was I calling it acid? I might have. Anyways, we survived. The Renfield bomb is ready. I recommend you leave now, or you'll share a grave with the Vec. No goodbyes. Other timelines need us. Shoot. This temporal breach has been repaired within acceptable parameters. Other timelines are in need of our help, I guess. Boom. Very big explosion that you can see, like, that big of an explosion coming off the planet. That's a very big bomb. And, you know, if Isaac had survived, he'd be in here too, and he'd say something and teleport off, but he died. So, of this island chain, we saved 14,868. Total Earth lives saved, approximately 4.6 billion. Good job, us. Timeline saved. Who are you gonna take with you, you know? Why don't we take Gaina? Gaina was doing pretty well. And now look at that. We have a second victory. You know, before I started this, we just had Victory Medal 2. Now we have Victory Medal 3. And if I hadn't had these, and you're like, how do I get these things? I would have gotten Mech Specialist and Flight Specialist from that run, because we had 3 of the same things. We had 3 flying things. This one is 3 of the different mechs, same class, so that's like, like, you know, Prime, you know, bump, 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 or Brute, bump, bump, bump. Yeah, so they have to be different things within the same set. And that is the ice mechs saving the day. Now maybe you can understand when you're like, okay, you saw the default one. You're like, yeah, you did pretty well. You've got all those. You have 2 out of 3. That Frozen Titans, though, you got... Ice is pretty handy. 44 to 70. Oh, yeah, and so you getting the achievements is how you get tokens, coins. Getting coins is how you unlock squads. And there's the secret squad. It's basically cybernetic Vec. There's the secret. I spoiled it. I'm sorry. But there we go. There is another breach. See, we just saved another Earth. We saved 4.5 billion people. But there are other breaches out there. There are other timelines where the Vec are still invading. So, we're going to have to hop back in at some point. But for now, thank you for watching. Special thanks, Isaac. You helped us. You helped us get there. You helped us get to the base, and you got viciously destroyed in a pool of lava, but your sacrifice was not in vain, and 4.6 billion fake people thank you. And me and the viewers thank you too. Until next time. All vehicles are accounted for. I know, I'm amazing like that.